The Symphony of Joy on the construction site. Introduction. Finding joy in reinforced concrete. When one thinks of construction, the images that often come to mind are hardship, of dust, of beads of sweat rolling down sunburnt faces.
Wie cold steel, very concrete, and the deafening sounds of machinery.
This perspective is not wrong, but it is incomplete. For hidden beneath that rough, coarse exterior lies a world of vibrant joy, a symphony of creativity, camaraderie, and quiet joy as genuine, rustic, and enduring as the very structures of Instead, it is a journey of exploration, an effort to turn the lesser-read pages of the Roman story, to find and celebrate the joyful moments, the noble spiritual values that sprout from the story of the joy of turning an inanimate drawing into a warm home, the joy of seamless integration, the joy of conquering technical challenges, and above all, the joy of helping to build lasting values for the community. This is not just a story. Enthusiastic hearts that have come together to beat as one, transforming noisy construction that world together, to see that in the heart of reinforced concrete, the flowers of the joy in construction does not begin with the sound of on the architect's drafting table. To the uninitiated, a technical blueprint may seem like a chaotic jumble of lines, numbers, and but to those in the industry, it is a dream waiting to be awakened. 1.1 is more than just an ink stroke. It is the embodiment of a future wall, a window frame that will welcome the morning sun, or a balcony where a family will gather on a cool evening. The first joy is the joy of visualization, of imagination. When the engineer and project manager receive the set of blueprints, they don't just see dry figures. They see the soul of construction. They can walk through a house that doesn't exist, sensing the space and how the air will flow. It is a silent but incredibly exciting ride. They discuss every small detail slightly to create a softer feel. The window here should be widened Each discussion, each adjustment is not an argument. The joy here is the joy of intellectual resonance, when multiple minds focus on a single. The blueprint as a treasure map. When the detailed map leading to a tangible treasure. The joy of the map. Special one. It carries with it a sense of excitement and a hint of a challenge. They look at it and see that work later. The ironworker sees the position of every steel bar he will bend, every tie he will make. The mason he will lay, every section of wall he will plaster. Stage. The blueprint creates order, a clear objective in the vast and somewhat chaotic space of Instead of working by guesswork, everyone knows their exact role and task within the larger picture. This joy comes from turning the language of symbols and numbers on paper into the language of bricks, mortar, steel, and concrete in the real world. And every time the art construction ceremony is the opening drum roll, the first note of a grand symphony. This is the moment when the idea begins its journey to become reality, the intersection of the past, planning, and the future. The atmosphere of the groundbreaking ceremony always carries a special and positive energy. 2.1. The first shovel, a symbolic act. The ritual of scooping the first shovels of sand and rock is not just a ritual, it is a deeply symbolic act. It is the joy of a new beginning. When the shovel blade digs into the ground, it is like commitment, a promise from the entitled to it, and it will transform the space of land into non-destruction. The shovel hitting the ground, the rustling sound of sand falling, in that moment, everyone feels a sense of solemnity. The investors smile with hope.
The architects and engineers exchange
and the workers. They feel the weight of responsibility, but are also filled with excitement. The empty plot of land before them is no longer an inanimate wall. From this moment on, our work. The joy here is the joy of anticipation. Like a farmer sowing the first seed in his field, they sow into this land their faith and hope for a successful harvest in the future. It is a pure, optimistic feeling, a positive energy that spreads throughout the site. After the formal rituals, the construction site begins to transform.
The two sounds of construction are
The roar of the excavator and bulldozer engines is not a bothersome noise, but the voice of power and readiness. The excavator extends its giant bucket, scooping up the first masses of earth, carving out the foundational trenches. For the workers, this sound is a familiar and exciting sound. They put on their protective gear, don their hard hats of various colors, wearing the sign of their there is a unique joy in witnessing the transformation of the landscape. The visible change, day by day, hour by hour, of turning potential energy into kinetic energy. Various tasks, paving the way for more delicate work to come. The coordination between muscle power and mechanical might creates an energetic opening dance on the site. Every engine roar, every scoop of earth is a note in the melody of the engines.
Chapter 3, The Orchestra on Site.
A single individual. It is a collective work of art, created by the harmonious coordination of dozens, even hundreds, of people with different specializations. The construction site thus becomes a giant orchestra, and the greatest joy here is the joy of being a musician, contributing to a harmonious symphony. 3.1. The unspoken language of the workers. Amidst the noise of machinery, words sometimes become unnecessary. Experienced construction workers have developed their own language, a language of nods and gestures, and glances. The person below where to receive it and which way to turn it. A light tap on the pole is a signal. Not a single word is spoken. Or watch a master mason teaching a young apprentice how to make The ratio of cement, sand, and water is measured by his experience, by the feel of his hands. The young apprentice watches and learns. A pat on the back from the master mason when the mortar mix is just right is worth more than any verbal praise. The joy of mutual understanding. The synergy is so perfect, it's almost telepathic. Knowing the other's next move to create the pride and connection. They are not just colors. On a construction site, each team steel frame team, the formwork team, the masonry team, the electrical and plumbing team, the painting team. The joy of collaboration also comes from the mutual respect among these different trades. The electrician, when running wires, just completed by the masonry team. The painter will wait for the plaster layer from the masonry team to dry completely before starting his work. The formwork team knows that their precision will determine the straightness and beauty of the concrete wall layout. There are brief but constructive exchanges. Because they understand that the quality of one person's work directly affects the next, and ultimately, the quality of the entire project. This joy is the joy of a micro-society, where every individual has value and is respected for their skills. It erases distinctions, creating an egalitarian work environment where the common goal is paramount. The feeling of trusting and being trusted creates a tremendous collective strength, turning seemingly separate tasks into a continuous and harmonious process. 3.3. The silent conductor. For this orchestra to perform perfectly, the role of the conductor is indispensable. The supervising engineer is the site manager. They don't directly wield a trowel or a hammer, but they are the ones who read the plans, the blueprint, and coordinate the musicians to work together. Their joy is comprehensive. They are happy when they see the foundation foundation beam finish on schedule. They are happy when they see the steel structure erected sturdy. They are happy when they see the different teams coordinating seamlessly. Their joy is the joy of witnessing a complex plan on paper gradually being realized smoothly in the field. They are the problem solvers, the connectors between departments. When there is a conflict between the electrical and plumbing teams, they are the ones to mediate, finding an optimal solution for both. When the weather is unfavorable, they are the ones to adjust the work schedule to ensure safety and progress. The sight of a complex machine of hundreds of watching their orchestra play its most wonderful melodies. Continuous working hours, the short breaks are when joy reveals itself in its most genuine and warm form. These are the necessary lessons from the noisy symphony of the construction site, a time for everyone to recharge and strengthen their The most familiar and beautiful image is perhaps that of the workers huddled around a pot of strong tea, hastily brewed in an old They share stories from their everyday lives. These stories are not always about work. They talk about their children, bursts of light ring out, chasing away fatigue. One person shares a cigarette with the person next to them. The distance between master craftsman and apprentice, between old and young, disappears. All that remains is human connection, rustic and sincere. Tea and cigarettes, but also their thoughts and worries. The construction site is not just a workplace, it is a second family. Simple, preparing questions like, "You look tired today, are you okay?" Or "Is everything all right at home?" Have an because they know they are not alone.
4. Februar, the lunch break, richtigen Kameraden.
Lunch on the construction site is often simple. Everyone brings a lunchbox from home. But it is the best meal of the day. They spread out an old Everyone spontaneously offers food to one another. My wife's braised fish is delicious today. Try a piece. My family made spring rolls yesterday. You. Uncle, have some of my pickled eggplant. Pieces of food passed back and forth turn a humble meal into a feast of fellowship. They eat and talk animatedly. Rounds out the distant hum of machinery. This joy comes from community rather than a feeling of belonging to it. The meal is not just a This sharing reveals a beautiful aspect of the workers' culture. Despite life's hardships, they are still willing to share what they have. Collective lunch, strong thread of affection, turning strangers to colleagues, close friends and brothers. 4.3. The short but
We'll just stick a bar in here and make it loose.
Their resting place could be anywhere, on a wooden plank, inside a large uninstalled or simply leaning their head against a balance. Though makeshift, it is a peaceful sleep. The steady snoring of a friend nearby, the gentle breeze blowing through the unfinished windows.
Is it good?
It all creates a surprisingly surreal
God
scene.
damn it! Hey, I figured.
In that short sleep, they temporarily forget the sun. They are still a bit groggy. Their spirits are much refreshed. A big stretch. It shows the incredible adaptability of human beings. No matter the circumstances, they know how to find moments of rest and work with renewed energy. These rests, though brief, are crucial for the symphony of the construction site to continue playing strongly and persistently. Chapter 5. The dance of skill and material, the joy of mastery.
Oh, you're
If
stupid.
the joy of collaboration comes from the relationship between people, there is another deeper joy of mastery, of commanding skills and materials, of transforming raw elements into perfect products. His movements are as rhythmic as a dance. His left hand scoops just the right amount of force, spreading it decisively. His right hand places the weapon, using the handle of his trowel to tap it gently into place. He squints, sighting along the taut guide screens. Everything must be perfectly straight. For him, building a wall is not just static, it is an art form. His joy lies in creating a perfectly flat surface, a joint of mortar that is flawlessly uniform. After finishing a section of wall, he steps back, admiring his work with a satisfied smile. That wall, to him, is a masterpiece. It is a testament to his patience, his meticulousness, and the experience accumulated over decades. This joy is the joy of perfection, of pursuing precision down to losing track of time and his surroundings. There is only him, the brick, and the design derived from the very essence of the work.
5. Februar, Recapitação Integrantes.
Before starting, he will often stroke the surface of a wooden plank. His own personality, and the master carpenter is one who understands his joy comes from turning the rock into a gracefully curving staircase. The sound of the plane gliding decisive sound, creating mortises and tendons that fit together perfectly without a single nail. This is the joy of creation, of breathing life into material. He doesn't just work with wood, he converses with it. He respects every grain, trying to preserve its natural beauty while shaping it to his will. When he fits a door into its frame and it aligns perfectly, opening and closing smoothly and silently, it is a moment of pure bliss. That results in the corner of the ironwork, hidden behind his protective mask, is performing his own steel bars into soft curves according to the blueprint. A beautiful weld for him must have good penetration, be even shiny, and without gaps. That is the hardness of metal, using high heat to force it to obey his will. He brings a sense of power and pride. He knows that hidden behind the entire structure, he is the one who creates the backbone. Electricians and plumbers. The work of electricians and plumbers is also significant. It is the joy of bringing a building to life. The electrician ensures everything is absolutely safe and scientific. His greatest moment is when the project is complete. He first time electric light fills the newly built rooms has a special magic. It's not just physical light, it's a simple light of modern technology. Everyone will often let out a cheer of delight. Similarly, the plumber installs pipes and valves. His joy comes from turning the blue rod flows to every faucet in the building without a single leak. They are the ones who create the circulatory system and the nervous system of the house. Though their work is not without
Holy shit!
Without them, the building would just be a lifeless shell. And conquering challenges, joy in hardship. The construction industry is not always smooth sailing. It is filled with challenges, from harsh weather and on-site problems to complex technical puzzles. However, it is precisely in the process of facing and overcoming these difficulties that a special kind of joy arises. The joy of conquest, of intellect and therefore, the workers must constantly be in dialogue with the sun, the wind, sudden cool breeze that dries the sweat. It is the hearty laughter as they splash water on each other to cool down. They don't complain, they adapt. They wear wide-brimmed hats and thick shirts to fight the intensity. The perseverance to stick with a job under harsh weather brings a sense of pride. When rainy season comes, work may be interrupted. But that is also when they show their flexibility. Instead of sitting there, they switch to indoor tasks, covering materials, and reinforcing areas vulnerable to the rain. The joy now is the joy of being proactive, of making do with what one has. And after a downpour, the air becomes fresh and cool. The sky clears, and a rainbow appears in the distance. That scene, for those who have just enjoyed the solvers on site. Reality does not always match the unexpected than anticipated. An unmapped underground pipe suddenly appears. Let into a giant puzzle room. This is when collective intelligence is brought to the forefront. The site engineers, experienced what if we reinforce the foundation in this area? We could reroute the plumbing system.
Careful, the ladder's broken, it might fall.
We'll adjust the thickness of the mortar joints to compensate. The joy here is the joy of creativity under pressure. The aha, always finding smart each challenge overcome is like untying a difficult knot, allowing the entire machine to run smoothly. The workers are not just builders, they are inventors, true problem solvers. There are always phases that are considered the toughest nuts to crack. It could be pouring a massive concrete slab in a single, continuous operation, requiring the coordinated effort of dozens of people for many hours. It could be installing a complex steel structure at great heights, demanding absolute precision and safety. The process of carrying out these phases is always tense. Everyone is highly focused, sweat pouring down, but no one dares to where each person is a vital link, brings a deep sense of pride and connection. Mutual respect among trades. On a construction site, each team is an the electrical and plumbing team, the painting team, each has the electrician, when running wires, will be careful not to affect construction by the masonry. Will wait for the plaster layer from the masonry team to dry completely before starting his work. The formwork team knows that their precision will determine the straightness and consistency of the concrete wall later on. There are brief but constructive exchanges. Hey, masonry team. Let us know when you're done so our steel team can get to work. These person's work directly affects the next, and ultimately, the quality of the entire project. This joy is the joy of a modern society, where every individual has value and is respected for their skills. It erases distinctions, creating an egalitarian work environment where the common...
Can't lift any higher?
I'm on my tippy toes. It's coming out, babe.
Creates a tremendous collective strength, turning seemingly separate tasks into a continuous and harmonious process. 3.3. The silent conductor. For this orchestra to perform perfectly, the role of the conductor is indispensable. The supervising engineers, the site engineers, they are the ones who read the sheet music, the blueprint, and coordinate the music. They are happy when they see the foundation team finish on schedule. They are happy when they see the different teams coordinating seamlessly. Their joy is the joy of witnessing they are the problem solvers, the connectors between departments. When there is a conflict, solution for both. When the weather is unfavorable, they are the ones who adjust the wind. Of hundreds of people operating smoothly under one's coordination brings an immense sense of satisfaction. It is the wonderful melodies. Chapter 4, Precious Breaks, the rests in the music. In the midst of strenuous working hours, the short breaks
Not my job, man.
reveals itself in its most genuine and warm form. These are the necessary rests, which is simple, a time for everyone to recharge and strengthen their camaraderie. On site. The most familiar and beautiful image is perhaps that of the workers huddled around one strong team. Stacks of bricks, they share stories from their everyday lives. These stories are not always about work. They talk about their children's home, the harvest season in their hometown, the football match from the night before. One person shares a cigarette with the person next to them. The distance between master craftsman and apprentice. Sharing. They share not just tea and cigarettes, but also their thoughts and worries. The construction site is not just a workplace, it is a second family. Simple, caring questions like, "You look tired today, are you okay?" Or is everything alright at home? These relationships make the hard work more bearable, because they know they are not alone. Lunch on the construction site is often simple, with everyone bringing a lunchbox from home. But it is the best meal of the day. They spread out in big pots and sit together in a circle. The meal becomes a miniature buffet, where everyone spontaneously offers food to one another. My wife's braised fish is delicious today. My family eats Uncle, have some of my pickled eggplant. It goes well with the rice. These spontaneous offers, pieces of food passed back and forth, turn a humble meal into a taste of fellowship. They eat and talk animatedly. The sound of their laughter and chatter drowns out the distant music from the feeling that belongs to the group. The meal is not just to fill the stomach, it's to nourish the spirit. This sharing reveals a beautiful aspect of the workers' culture. Despite life's hardships, they are still able to share what they have with one another. It is these collective lunch breaks that we